Now let's talk about loops. Loops are used when we have to perform an action over and over again. While writing a contract, there may be a situation where we have to do some action repeatedly. In this situation, loops are implemented to reduce the number of lines of statements. And Solidity supports different types of loops to ease down the programming pressure. One of them is while. The while loop is a fundamental concept in Solidity programming used to repeat a statement, a block of a statement, while a certain condition holds true, and then stop when the condition becomes false. Its syntax comprises a condition that is checked before each iteration, and a statement or block of code that is executed if the condition is true. Now let's take a look into an example. In this example here, the contract, my loop contract, has two state variables, my array and counter. My array is an array. We're gonna get into arrays later, but it's an array of unsigned integers, and counter is a counter variable initialized to 0. Function loop is used to iterate a loop and push values into the array. The loop itself iterates until the value of counter is less than 5, and during each iteration, the value of counter is incremented by 1 and pushed into my array. After the loop is completed, the function returns the entire my array containing the pushed values. We also have do while loop, which is similar to while loop, but with a key difference. The condition check occurs at the end of the loop. This means that the loop will execute at least once, even if the condition is false. The syntax for a do while loop is, as you can see here. So it first executes the block of code, whatever it is, and then it checks the condition. We also have for loop. The for loop is the most concise way of implementing it. It requires 3 arguments separated by a semicolon to operate. First argument, here. So the first argument is a loop initialization where the iterator is set to a starting value, and this statement is executed before the loop begins. The second argument is the test statement, which checks whether the condition is true or false. If the condition is true, the loop executes. Otherwise, it fails. And the third argument is the iteration statement, where the iterator is incremented or decremented, or has been affected by any other arithmetic operation. And you can see the syntax here. Next thing that we're going to talk about are break and continue statements. The break statement is employed to terminate loops or switch statements or a particular code block in which it is included. And once a break statement is executed, the control is passed to the statement immediately following the break. In the case of nested loops, the break statement will only terminate the loop in which it is present. Okay, we have a break statement here. So the code here uses a while to add integers to a dynamic array, but the loop will break and exit early if the counter j reaches the value of 3. Yeah, so the default is 5, but we're putting an if statement to check whenever it reaches 3, we just break the loop. So it will never see, j will never see the value of 4. And the function returns the resulting array. Let's now talk about continuous statements. So in the next example we have here, we can see continuous statement. It is actually used to bypass the remaining block of code in a loop and move on to the next iteration immediately. Once executed, the control is transferred to the loop's condition check, and if the condition a value is to true, the next iteration will begin. In the example here, we use a value to add numbers to an array and keeps adding the number 3. The loop ends with when the counter reaches 5 and the resulting array is returned, just like the previous one.